Hello everyone, Jason Meyer here with some Monday morning inspiration. This morning I'd like to look at Ivan Shishkin's Rain in an Oak Forest. Before we look at the whole thing, I'd like to look at this in three pieces. Just because there's so much going on, let's look at small parts of it and then we'll look at the whole thing together. Do you notice this gesture right here? The overgrowth, so that's a little detail. When you compare it to the grass like this, that's a lot of detail. So detail, detail, the little white flowers, detail across like this, right? And so we've got that movement. So I want to look at this in terms of bottom to top, and that's near to far and left to right, and let's see how many clear steps back into space he takes us. And because he's done that so well, this is a very convincing illusion, because we could count this as 1, the grass 2, the rock 3, the dirt 4, 5, 6, we come to our first base of the tree, 7. The grass between this tree and this tree is 8. This tree is 9. Right, we're up into our 20s, right? This tree is in front of that tree. This tree is in front of that tree. This tree is in front of that tree. This tree is in front of... Can you feel that? Look how he walks you back into space. And then we won't even go up, but going down, he does the same thing. And let's look at left to right. So he's got a little space here, but we could just call this 1, 2, the space between, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll call all this just 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So what that does is it really defines space, and it lets you really participate and buy into this world. And remember, this is a fraction of the painting. Now this is the far side of the painting, and notice very similar. We've got all of these steps back into space. It's just taking us further and further and further back, right? And the same thing left to right. Look at all of these steps we have here. Some near, some middle ground, some distant, some background. Right? Clearly, he's painting this picture for us. So those are the two sides, and you see how busy these are with these big verticals? Both of these had the trees. Let's look at the middle now. Now in the middle of this painting, notice the absence of these dark trees surrounding our center of interest. They become the dark, and if there was dark trees right here, then that would compete with that, wouldn't it? I'd also like you to notice the lightest spots between are in the middle, right? Our negative shapes. How does he keep you here? And then this is gray, so it gets closer to this dark. So this is not quite as powerful as this. Okay, notice the light here, this light shape. We go dark into more of this light. Is surrounding our dark, and light up in here. So the lightest part of the painting then runs right through the middle. Okay, so let's put this whole thing together and have a look at that. What a masterpiece, huh? What a great job. And now that we've dissected a little bit of that, you can kind of let it just sink in. How was he able to do this? Remember this right here? I was saying, you see how this swoop comes in? So now we've got our big hold. And inside that, we can run across the front of the pond here. And up this tree, there's another hold. And then as we step back to our couple, they're going to be associated with these. And so it's kind of a half. And it's broken up with this guy on the other half. Before we give way here to the sky. And again, you see how he's holding us in the middle with all of this light right here in the middle. And that is in addition to our dark shape being so much different than the rest of our dark shapes, right? But not alone, echoed. Okay, can you see the clear value? We've got our dark values running, and then we're going to give off into these middle gray values, into our light gray values way back here in the back. So more, stronger, less, less, less. Less in what? Less in value? How about in size? Simply measure from here to here, and you will see that this distance is much greater than here to here. So that's smaller. And then the same thing happens here. Smaller. We're going to do it again. Smaller and smaller. So these are all things we've been talking about, just being diligent with the size. Here's our foreground right here. Right? Is that bigger than this? Bigger than this? You see how each of these steps gets a little smaller, smaller, and smaller. Once again, this is Ivan Shishkin's Rain in an Oak Forest. This has been Monday Morning Inspiration with Jason Meyer. We'll see you Friday, back here Friday for Friday Feedback.